This is an honest review of Little Nightmares. Let's take a look. Alright guys, I'm back from being sick and we are going in headstrong with Little Nightmares. Now, this is an older game, and to finish off this year, this is kind of an embodiment of what we want to look forward to in 2023. But Little Nightmares? No, it's what Little Nightmares has done for platforming games. Now, we're not talking specifically just platformers. It's the innovation, right, that Little Nightmares brought to platforming. Now, why did I bring up platforming specifically? Because if you scroll through the indie department, you will find that there are many platforming games that indie developers, they just love them. They love 80s and 70s style platformers. And they're all the same. They all play the same. They're all the same. And then you see a platformer like this, or Ori and the Will of the Wisps, right? And it's so innovative and it's so immersive in everything that it does, that it really does innovate the entire genre. And so I feel like this game is the embodiment of sort of, kind of what we need. It is a necessity that all other genres are moving up to the next level, that we start getting good products, because they're gonna be coming out with higher pricing for games, right? $70 is becoming the new $60. That doesn't mean that we just say yes. What that means is we up the standard. So let's get into Little Nightmares. What is it? It's a $20 game for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how fast you go through. If you know what you're doing, you can go through pretty quick. Yeah, so keep that in mind. But what is it? What is the game? You play as this little freak named Six, who is, I assume, you're trying to escape off of this ship. And you're just kind of wandering through the ship. There's no dialogue in the game, and there's no really any sense of really just communication at all between anyone. Which is really neat. The game is set up in sort of 3 different little chapters, which transitions seamlessly from each chapter. It feels very natural. There are little mini sort of cutscenes. Not really. They're sort of in-game cutscenes, but they don't take away really too much immersion. And by default, a cutscene does take away immersion, but it doesn't completely take you out. And yeah, so that's what it is. It doesn't really tell you a lot about what's going into the game. The game itself, graphically, it's a very gorgeous game. I absolutely love the art style of this game, and you're gonna notice that the atmosphere in this game is what really drives the immersion and what really drives just sort of your whole enjoyment to this game. The atmosphere, the creatures that you see, the little sort of small things in Six that she does, it makes the whole world so believable. Within about 5 minutes, I was completely immersed into this. I was completely just immersed in the experience. I was immersed in just trying to get out. I just wanted to, figure out all the puzzles. I wanted to do the puzzles. So let's get on to the puzzles then. The puzzles in this game feel very natural. They don't even feel like puzzles, really. You just kind of feel like, yeah, I need to do this in order to get out. It's not they don't feel like artificially created puzzles. They feel like, yeah, I need to do this in order to survive, or I need to do this to get to the next room, right? Because each sort of mission or each little section is divided into rooms. You'll have a puzzle and it will consist of doing something in a room in order to get to the next room. That's usually how it works out, but it's all so flawless, as I was saying before, that it just works so good. And that is to me what is really going to separate this game amongst other games in a genre. Is the tone is very dark. This is a horror-esque sort of game. The tone is very natural. It's a very natural tone. The tone isn't forced on you, which is done so well, and it just works really good. There are 2 boss fights in the game. One is about in the middle, and the one's at the end. You're not playing this game for the boss fights. The first boss I thought was pretty decent. It's this big long-armed freak trapped under this door. You've got to cut his arms off, and then you move on to the next room. And then the last boss is this Asian woman. Listen, guys, it's gonna be hard to spoil this game, or it's gonna be hard to not spoil this game, just because of how short it is. But I wanted to at least hit on these bigger things. And then there's this Asian woman at the end, and you sort of use this mirror and I guess she thinks that she's ugly or something because you show her the mirror, and she can't handle the sight of it. So, and then that's how you defeat her. It's whatever. Listen, you're not playing this game for the boss. You're playing this game for the experience of going through this. And that's what it is. This game is an experience. It's an hour and a half for $20. Now, I'm not sure how y'all are going to respond to this, but normally all of the games up to this point that I've said, where it's like hour and a half, 2 hours, $20, I've said, listen, it's not worth. This isn't, this is not how, it's not worth $20 because of how long it is. But here's the thing, guys. When you have a game like this that is innovative, this game is different. There is no other game like this game. Besides Little Nightmares 2. There's no other game like this. It gets the exception. You see? That's how important innovation is. Because innovation, when it's done appropriately and it's done good, like this game, it gets away with a lot of the exceptions, you see? And this game does that. It does it very well. If you haven't played this game, go get it. Right now, it's still on sale for $5. $5, you can play this. Load of fun. If you want to play the second one, I think the first one's better, but definitely go check this game out. But like I said, listen, I hope all of y'all had a very Merry Christmas. Hope uploads should be back to normal here lately, and here in the future lately, and we're gonna be starting out strong in 2023. I hope all of y'all had a Merry Christmas, have a Happy New Year, and we will see you then. So, thanks so much for watching, guys. See you in the next one.